Hey everybody, I'm Dennis Spillman. For this Tuesday treat, I'm kind of mixing it up. We're actually doing an on-camera interview, so I'm here at Xzaviyer, a.k.a. Ghost Studio. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your music.
Well, it started way back in 2012. I didn't really have the desire to make music. I just kind of understood how it was made at one point. I think I listened to music enough, and I guess after I came back from a festival, one day it kind of just clicked, how it works, and I would hear songs where I would hear a beat or tempo, and I would hear a melody. I'm like, oh, that would sound cool if I added that in there, if they did that, or that would sound cool if they added this sound. And I was like, why don't I do it? So, so I opened up my shitty college laptop and I torrented FL Studio. I eventually bought it, but I mean.
Start somewhere.
Everyone does it. Everyone torrents FL Studio.
You gotta see if you like it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. On the way back from the festival, I just kind of made this shitty 5-minute loop song, and I didn't really do much after that. And I think it was a month or two, or maybe 3, when I opened it back up again and kind of listened to my favorite artists, kind of trying to. I kind of mapped out how they did their shit, how their formula is, and kind of mapped out, because all music is a formula. There's many different kinds, but it's all a formula. And so I studied it and tried to figure out by ear. I had no training whatsoever. How it all comes together, and then I kind of just copied that a little bit, just to get the idea of it. And then once I figured out how a song flows, I kind of just came up with my own style after a few years.
Well, let's talk about your latest album that was just released recently.
Oh, yeah,
talk about that, the inspiration behind that.
Well, Simulated Sensations actually is kind of like a break album, to be honest, because this will be my 7th album I've done, not counting the 8th one where it was just a compilation of all the different ones, which I don't have it in here yet because I was making them. But it's a 2-disc, and it's pretty much 2 years of work. But this new one is kind of based on kind of the idea of what my music is, kind of what my older albums are, but just a little bit more pushed envelope-wise. I wanted to do something that was still familiar while trying to innovate on my own sound. So it came out okay. I had 1 or 2 collaborators on there, and it's a good album. I like it. I just feel after 7 albums, you're just and God knows how many singles and remixes I've done. You're just fucking tired. So, because I've been working out this for 5 years, and other people there, have 1 or 2 songs, a few every few months, but I try to push out an album or 2 every few months. And after this one, I'm kind of done for a minute.
Take a break for a little bit, recharge.
Definitely. Yeah. I feel like this album could have been a little better. I do like it. There's wow, and you know what? Yeah. It's you can tell how tired I am because that back part right there is not how you spell astral. So I'm very tired from music, and I'm gonna have to reprint those, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm already mad about that. I did not even notice that. I bet if I look at all of them, yep, there's
probably more.
So that's another reason I'm taking a break. I'm very tired, but other than that, it's a good album. It's everywhere on Spotify and iTunes right now. All of those are done. It's just physical disc is all I'm doing right now, while people are downloading it and while I'm taking my break. So if I'm not making CDs, and I'm promoting it, and if I'm not promoting it, I'm just relaxing. So, yeah, nothing really new.
So so let's talk a little bit about relaxing. What are some fun places you like to see around here in Oklahoma?
My room.
Your
Well, actually, now that you say about it, me and my wife have recently just started going to I think it's Wilshire. It's called Wilshire Gun or whatever. It's in Oklahoma City. It's a gun range. And
I've actually heard about that.
Yeah,
Visit OKC was promoting that recently.
Yeah,
because they do this date night thing there.
Yeah, I mean that's a little expensive.
Yeah.
It's kind of face value thing there, but I mean, when we go, we just get a lane. We buy our ammo at the outdoor stores or Walmart or something, and then we'll just get like a range, and we already have our own firearms to take with us. We don't have to rent anything there. We just go shooting there, and we always have fun doing that. There's actually a few like targets back there when we went last week. If we don't go to the range, we're shopping for stuff. We're actually preparing to move soon in June to our new home. Where I'll actually have like my own room, like my own studio room. Like we'll have a bedroom, my studio room, and then a downstairs. But yeah, I don't really go out. If I can be
Well, let's talk
honest.
about a little bit more about your music and your album before this, because your last album before this was kind of a compilation album, which is kind of a remake of some of your older songs.
Yeah, this a lot of these songs are really good. It's just at the time I didn't have that sonic, like, what's the word for it? I didn't have that experience. I didn't understand fully what it meant to mix in sounds together, what it meant to master stuff. So when I revisited some of these tracks, I was like, wow, these are really good, but it sounds like shit. So I had to like go back in all those projects, and I can show you if you want. I go back in and I'll re-EQ them. I'll touch up on the instruments. I'll fix the mastering, and I'll re-edit and recompress some stuff. Maybe add a few things. I barely did that just because the spectrum is already pretty full on each track. But yeah, this is and the character on here, Red. She was a she's a robot, but her other outfit is like it's very different from this. This is more like a dress, like graduation. It kind of symbolizes like the maturity of my music in general, and with this like anniversary 2-disc album, I feel like it exemplifies how far I've come. So I really enjoy doing the one. I mean, this is like more of like a anniversary album. It needed a lot of polishing, a lot of cleaning up, and I love that. And I really like this album. But
I also noticed a lot of them are, actually I think all of them are named after foods.
oh yeah, on that specific album, that was just because like when I made that like 2 or 3 years ago, I was always working, and I could never stop thinking about food. I remember all my coworkers would always be like when you go to lunch, big boy? And I was like, what do you mean? Because I would always be like, what time do we go to lunch? Or like, what time is lunch? So I started looking up like random foods when I was at work. And I don't know, from the melodies that I would also come up with in my head while I was working, it kind of imprinted on the fucking foods I was thinking about. So I was like, oh, I will name this song that. So I named one like cherry soda, or I named another one kiwi lime or strawberry, stuff like that. You know, it just kind of it was organic, no pun intended. It was and I like that. I think you should name your songs with what you're feeling at the time. I think that's important.
All right. Well, let's. Anything else you want to say to people? Let people know where they can find out more about you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here in Oklahoma. I don't really have any live shows. That's like the one thing that I really want to work on. Probably do more live shows. Go around. I know there's a music scene for electronic music somewhere in Oklahoma. I don't know where. I'm not trying to go to the clubs or whatever, but I'm sure there's a contemporary electronic scene here. I just haven't had time to go and look. But now that I have time to go and look, I can actually, maybe find something cool. Just Google my name. Just Google Ghost Data, whatever. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, YouTube, like every possible music place you can think of. I'm there. And I'm very active too on Twitter, and I stream a lot. So if anyone ever had any questions for me, then they could, obviously, I'm very available.
All right. All right. Well, thank you again for your time. Be sure to check out Xzavier's newest album, or any one of his albums. They're all pretty good. So, all right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right.